Hello everyone, welcome to a new video on the Geekanoids channel. In today's video I am giving you an update on my Microsoft Surface Pro, the 2017 version, and also a look at a really cool Folio case. I've been in the search for various case options for the Surface Pro, and I've come across one from Urban Armour Gear which is working extremely well, and I'll show you that towards the middle part of this particular video. Please also note we have got the chat, we've got live chat because this is actually live at the moment. So if you've got any comments or questions, please do pop them there. If you want to use the super chat feature, that feature is there too if you want your comment or question highlighted. If you're watching this video after the live broadcast, then of course you can drop me a comment with any questions you might have. So let's dive straight into my update on the Surface Pro. I've been really enjoying it. Very much so. I tell you what I like about this particular sort of form factor of device compared to something like my MacBook Pro is the fact that I can remove this keyboard and use it as a tablet device and draw direct onto the screen, and that's the main purpose for the Surface Pro 2017 model for me. The screen is proving to be very nice indeed. I'm really liking how the screen looks. Also the sensitivity between the pen and actually drawing, the lag is very minimal. Now this is the Core i7 version with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage, and it's running Photoshop very well indeed. The only thing I'm going to possibly change on here is I'm currently using Photoshop and having to use the keyboard for the shortcuts. I'm going to try and add a secondary sort of third party application called Artist Pad, and that will give me some sort of larger buttons or icons on the screen down this side so that I can interact with Photoshop whilst I'm drawing and use it sort of not in a one-handed operation, but I can remove the keyboard and then use Photoshop a lot easier. Just talking about the keyboard very briefly, this is a brilliant keyboard. It's got like this Alcantara material, very tactile. It's backlit as well. Nice typing experience. Glass trackpad. Not as big a trackpad as on my MacBook Pro, but a really nice trackpad. So when I want to do something other than drawing on here, I can put the keyboard on and then actually use it and get some really good productivity done. Very good indeed. But of course I can also remove the keyboard completely and say yes to tablet mode, and then I'm fully into tablet mode on this particular device, and it works extremely well. Very easy to navigate user interface. Windows 10 is working extremely well for me. You know, I've got experience of both platforms, although Mac OS is my platform of choice. This is my Mac Pro here, but this for actually drawing on with Photoshop, brilliant experience. Very good indeed. Now I mentioned to you I've got a case I want to show you, so let's dive straight in and show you this case. Let me just put it down and stand it up. That's one of the first features of this case. Instead of using the kickstand on the Surface Pro, it's actually got a kickstand built into the back of the case. Now I want to show you the product packaging very quickly. This is the Urban Armour Gear Folio case. It also comes with this card here which has got a carry strap attached. I'm not going to attach this because if I was carrying this around, I would in fact put this in another pouch. I wouldn't sort of carry it around on display to everybody. It would go inside a bag. So, but this is here for if you want to actually attach a shoulder strap to the case itself. Now we've also got a clip at the top here. This is where you can put the pen when it's not in use. We've got really good drop protection on here. And as I mentioned, instead of using the kickstand that's part of the Surface Pro, that's tucked away inside now, we've got this separate kickstand, and this simply folds back down onto the back of the case like so, or indeed you can extend it out. So really very nice kickstand. The only thing I wish it did have, and this is just purely like very nitpicky, but it sort of, you can push it right out and it does sort of lock in, but I wish it sort of locked in a bit easier because I've been putting it out to this position and then feeling as though it's going to fall over, but you have to do that extra click. So I wish that was a little bit more obvious, or maybe you had like a secondary click so you could have it at a different angle rather than just this sort of one position here. Now in its closed position, you'll notice there's also this here. This is like a Velcro hand strap, and this actually rotates. So you can actually pop your hand in You adjust it obviously to the size of your hand, and then you've got this sort of configuration here, or you can have it round in this mode or in this mode and use it in portrait. And of course, as you're doing this, if I just show you, obviously the orientation of the UI actually changes as well. And it just means that you've got this really nice ability. I mean, I'm right-handed, so I'd have it like this, and then I can still use it. I'm not going to drop it or anything. I can still use the pen, and I've got a really nice sort of firm hold on the tablet. The only thing I would say about this which worries me, doesn't worry me with my Surface Pro, but worth noting, is that when you look at the inside of the case, the rotating disc will be up against, or probably not touching all the time, but it is in very close proximity to the back of the Surface Pro. And I think if you were rotating this, it might well mark your Surface Pro. I've got a sticker or a skin on the back of my Surface Pro, and that will protect it obviously from marks. Another quick update for you, not related to the case, is I have got that glass screen protector on. When I showed you the unboxing and first look at this device, I put a glass screen protector on it. It's a tempered glass screen protector. This case works fine with it, doesn't lift up the edges, and the sensitivity is still fine on the Surface Pro as well, so that's worth noting. Back to the case though, we've got integrated buttons for the volume and also the power on off. We can, of course, as you saw when I started the video, have the keyboard attached. We've also got protection to these corner edges as well. Some cases don't give you that. And the fact that we're using a different kickstand means that even when it's on the desk or table, we've still got protection to these corners. When I was using another sort of thinner case, when you use the integrated kickstand, it exposed the bottom part of the Surface Pro. So do bear that in mind. This is a much more sort of rugged protection. So let me just put this kickstand out again. Let me attach the keyboard. So now we're going sort of from tablet mode to laptop mode, and it will ask me again, and I'll say yes. Let's switch to sort of desktop mode, and we're back in a mode like a laptop. Very, very cool indeed. And then when I've finished, then obviously the keyboard becomes the front cover, and then we can compact this down, and we've got a very carryable, albeit a bit more bulky, Surface Pro. Really very, very good indeed. So let's take a look inside the chat. A big thank you to everyone who's tuned in live. We have got Techroids, Matt and Matthew, and also Fiberific. I joined late. Can you still pop in the keyboard? Yes, as you saw there. So even with this case, there's still access to that dock on the bottom there, so you can attach the keyboard. It works extremely well indeed. Very, very impressive case. Back to the actual Surface Pro, my update on how I've been using this. I've been really enjoying using Photoshop. It's a really nice experience. You know, when you're using like a mouse or a trackpad or a graphics tablet that's separate to the screen. So for example, I've got my Mac Pro here. If I was using a graphics tablet on that, there's that disconnect between what your hand's doing and the pen or stylus and what's appearing on screen. Even though there might not be much lag, you know, very minimal lag nowadays, there's still that disconnect because where you're drawing is different to where the image is appearing. With this, the fact that you're drawing direct onto the screen is a much, much nicer experience. Very, very good indeed. I've also found the overall performance from the Surface Pro has been very, very good, and the battery life, of course, and that screen. Wow, very, very good screen. Fiberific says, I run my whole business, including live streams, on my Surface Pro. That is really good to know. I'd be very interested to know what model you have as well, because I was considering using this to also do some live broadcasts from the studio rather than live broadcasting every time from the editing room. So it's really good to know that this is a very capable machine. Now, of course, you can get this with M3 and M5 processors, also a Core i5 and a Core i7, which is what this model is. The Core i5 and below is a fanless design. This one has got fans in to keep it cool. I have heard them come on, but they're very, very quiet. And I feel a lot better about having something with active fan cooling rather than not. So at least I know this isn't going to be throttled due to heat. It's going to keep nice and cool. We've got nice airflow. Very, very nice design on this as well. Danish Furhan asks, hi, is it heavy? It's got some weight to it, yes. Even without the case on, it's not the lightest of tablets. but with the case on, you're adding a little bit more bulk and a little bit more weight, but you're getting really good protection, so I would definitely have that. Also, I really like the fact that we can put the pen up here, because I do worry about losing the pen. Fiberific confirms it is using the i5 Surface Pro with 8GB of RAM. It's a Surface Pro 4 and it's perfectly capable of running his live streams. So it just shows how capable these devices are. Gavin Maxed Merck, hello to you Gavin, thanks for tuning in. Says, I have the i5 for work. It's pretty good, but I don't do anything testing with it. Well, the i5 is a good all-round sort of workhorse, really, for doing general tasks, some productivity, etc. And it's at a very, very good price at the moment. There are some good deals to be had. So anyway, that is it. That is my update on the Surface Pro 2017 and the Urban Armour Gear Folio case. Now, if you want to pick up the Urban Armour Gear case for yourself, I have left a link to both their website and where you can buy it for yourself in the video description. Worth noting, there are two different options of this. There is an option that doesn't have this handhold piece, the rotating sort of hand grip, that just has a different sort of kickstand, which is slightly cheaper. And then there's this version with the 360-degree rotating piece in the middle. So when you're purchasing one for yourself, the one without the rotating piece is going to be a little bit lighter and a little bit cheaper. And the other one, I think, is a metal kickstand that comes out the back of the other one. So that is it for this broadcast. Thank you very, very much for tuning in. Thank you for all of your tweets recently as well. I really do appreciate it. If you liked this particular video, then please do share it. Please do hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to the Geekanoids channel. I publish a new tech video pretty much every single day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.